Hello students, welcome back to our channel. This is the part 3 of a gravitation chapter. In part 1 and part 2, we have complete the full chapter. And the best explanation ever given by me in this chapter. Okay, best explanation was given by me in this chapter. So you can watch part 1 and part 2, and this is the part 3 of this chapter. This is the part 3 of this chapter. In this part 3 we are going to do all the we are going to do the back exercise of chapter number 9, gravitation. So let's start with first. How does the force of gravitation between two objects change and the distance is reduced? They have given a force of gravitation. What is the force of gravitation? F is equal to G big M small m upon d square. This is the formula. Okay, F is equal to, what they have said, distance between them is reduced to half. That means G m1 m2 d upon 2 reduced to half means d upon 2 square. That means F is equal to G m1 m2 d square upon 4. So this 4 will come over here. F is equal to 4gm and d square. So this 4 is written as 4 only. Okay, and G into m1 into m2 upon d square we can write as F. So here the answer of question number 1. Okay, here the answer number of question number 1. So let's quickly move ahead. In question number 2 there is nothing. It was very easy. Okay, question number 3 was also easy. Okay, question number 3 was the question of finding the value of small g. We have derived this question in a part 1. We have derived this in the question part 1. So we are not going to do it. Question number 4 we have also do it in the part 1. Okay, let's move ahead. 5. If a moon attracts the earth, why does the earth not move towards the moon? Okay, they have said the moon was attracting the earth, but earth was not falling on the moon. Okay, why earth was not falling on the surface of the moon? Okay, the mass of the moon is very less in number, and the mass of the earth is more in number. So mass of the earth is more and the mass of the moon is very less. That's why earth was attracting the moon, not moon was attracting the earth. Okay, here the answer of question number 5. Let's move ahead. Question number 6. Here there are 3 parts. In first part they have told that the mass of the object is double. What is mean? F is equal to, we have to take same formula, m1 m2 d square. So what they have told, both the mass have been doubled. 2m 2 small m d square. F is equal to G 4 big M small m d square. F is equal to, this 4 will come over here, d square. So what we can written as, this 4 will written as it is, and this will convert to the F. So 4F is our answer. This is the answer, same answer of a question number 1. Okay, so let's move ahead on the part 2 of the question number 6. So what is the part 2? What they have taken? They have told the distance between the object is double and triple. Distance is double and triple. So F is equal to G big M small m upon d square. Upon d square. Okay, sorry, upon d square. Okay, F is equal to G m m, and the distance is double. Okay, and I have to write over here also, F m1 m2 upon d square. So F is equal to G m1 m2 and the distance is triple. Okay, here the distance is triple and here the distance is double. So what will be it? G upon mass 1 mass 2 4d square. F is equal to G m1 m2 upon 9d square. Now the 9 will come over here and the 4 will come over here. It was in multiply, so it will come as 8 in divide. 1 upon 4 G m1 m2 upon d square. F is equal to 1 upon 9 G m1 m2 upon d square. So we can write 1 upon 4f and 1 upon 9f. Here the answer solution of question number 6 of part 2. Let's move ahead on part 3. What they have told in the part 3. Let's quickly solve out. Mass of the both objects are doubled. Okay. So what they have told, wait for 2 minutes. Where is my can? Okay. What they have told. What they have told, they have. Okay, sorry. Okay. What we are going to take? Part 3. They have told mass of the both the object. F is equal to G. Both the object means 2 into m1, 2 into m2 upon d square. F is equal to 4G m d square. So initially F is equal to, this is the solution. And students, I have made a one mistake over here. In question number 6, part 1 we have not done. Question number part 3 and part 1 I have do it for a twice. So I am going to teach you part 1. Part 1 is at the last. Sorry for that. That is also easy. You can understand it. What they have told, both the object are double. Both the object. In part 3 they have told both the object are double, and in this mass of the both object are equal to double. That means we are multiply by single 2. That means 2 d square. F is equal to 2f. Okay. So is here the solution of part 1. So let's move ahead for question number 7. Importance of the universal law of gravitation. Okay, we have explained this question in the part 1 also. So view the part 1 of the gravitation chapter number 9. Question number 9. We have also done this question in the part 1. Okay, question number 10. In this, they have told one friend was buying a gold at equator. Okay, gold at the pole and selling it to his one of friend at the equator. But a friend who was taking the gold, he was not agreed with his friend, because the gravitational force was maximum at the pole and the minimum at the equator, because our earth is not a perfect circle like a sphere. This is the center. Okay, so let's take the radius of here is 10 and the radius of here is 5. So initially the core of the earth is here, and gravitational force is worked by the core of the center of the earth. So center is very near to the pole. This is known as pole and this is known as equator. Okay, so the value of small g will be maximum at the pole and the minimum at the equator. So initially when you buy 100 gram of gold at pole and sell at the equator, you will you will found in the weight of the you will found some very minor changes, not a big changes, very minor changes in the mass of the gold. Okay, so let's move ahead. Question 11 is also done by us. 12 is also done by us. Let's move ahead of the question number 13. Okay, what is question number 13 is about all about? Question number 13 is telling us that a ball. Okay, question number 13. Wait for the minute, students. Okay, students, in question number 13, they have told a ball is thrown vertically upward. Means here this is the ball. It was thrown vertically upward. Vertically means straightly upward like this. Okay, and its velocity is 49. It means u is equal to 49. Why u is 49? Initial velocity is equal to 49 because it was thrown with a velocity of 49 at the initial. Final is will be 0 because final it will come over in my hand. Okay, we have to calculate the maximum height and the g is equal to 9.8. So first equation will be v square minus u square is equal to 2gs. We can replace s is equal to h. Therefore, in a place of s we can write h also. 0 square 49 square 2 into 9.8 and we will take minus 9.8. We will take it as a minus 9.8. Why we are taking minus 9.8? Because when the ball is coming downwards, the gravitational force is acting on it and we are throwing the ball upwards. That means against the gravitational force. That's why it is minus. Okay, h. Now multiply it, you will get 49 into 49. This 2 into 9.8. You will get minus 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2.5 meter. This is the value of first equation. And let's do it second. What is in the second equation? The total time is taken to return to the surface of the earth. Okay, we have to find the time. So we will take the equation of v is equal to u plus gt. What is u? U is equal to 0. V is equal to 0. U is equal to 49 plus minus 9.8 into time. 49 upon this. So we will get t. T is 5 seconds. So the answer of first is 122.5 meter and the answer of second is 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, so here the solution of question number 13. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's move on the question number 14. What is there in the question number 14? A stone is raised from a top of tower height 9.6. Calculate the final velocity. Okay. Initial velocity is equal to 0 because we were throwing a ball from zero velocity and from a zero position of the body is 0. So gravity is equal to 9.8. Then what they have given, S means height is equal to 9.6. Okay, so we will take v square minus u square to gs. So v is equal to, we have to find the v, this is 0 square 2 into 9.8. We will take plus, we will take 9.8 as a plus, and s is 196.6. when you multiply both the things you will get 19.6 v square. V is equal to 19.6. Okay, answer is 19.6. Why the answer is 19.6? Because if there is square, when a square is removed 196, so we can cut 19.6 v. Here the solution of question number 14 also. Here it was very easy, but you have to pay attention and read the question very carefully. Okay, question number 15. Yes, question number 15. In question number 15, what they have done, wait for 2 minutes, where is my pen? My blue color pen is over. Okay, I'm going to find my pen. Okay, velocity of the initial and the is initial. Okay, they have told 40 as the initial velocity. Taking g is equal to 10. Find the maximum height. We have to find net displacement. We have to find net displacement and the total distance. We have to find three things. Okay, let's do quickly. V square minus u square is equal to 2gs. What is 2 into 9.8 into s? What is u? 0 minus, what is this 40 square? 40 into, okay, we have to take 10 over here. 40 into 40, 10 into 20, 20 over here, and s. So when you will cut it, okay, 80, you will get displacement of 80. You will get maximum height. This is, we have found maximum height that the stone has been reached. Okay, maximum height the stone has been reached. We have to find the net displacement. What is net displacement? We have thrown the stone, it reached 20 meter height and come back from 80 meter. So initially the final position will be 0. So 0 is equal to net displacement, and we have to find the total distance it covers. As shown is in this figure, it travels 80 km upward and travel downward 80 km also. So 80 plus 80 is equal to 160 meter. Here the answer of these three questions. Okay, so you can copy it. Let's move forward. Let's do question number 16. Was too easy, man. This was too easy. You have to just put the value. Okay, I am just writing the formula. Okay, I am writing the formula of question number 16, and you have to put the value and give me the answer in the comment box. If anyone was giving a right answer, I will be pin his comment. Okay, so I'm giving the formula. Same formula, students. F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. Now put the value according to the question and give me the answer in the comment box. Let's move forward. Question number 17. Okay, I am giving 3 questions in homework. 3 questions in homework that I will told you in the last. Okay, let's do. Question number 17. What they have told, one person of standing over here and one is standing over here. The height is 100. A person was throwing a ball. It reached over here, and the person who was standing over here, he also throw a stone, and they both meet at some point. This is the point, both are meeting. So we have to find the value of this and value of this. So what we will do, we can take this as a S1 ut. So in a case of S1, this person is known as S1 and this is for S2. We have to find the two cases. Let me the x or S1. We will take S1. S1 is equal to ut half at square. We can replace a by g. Okay, u is 0 because when you read question properly, a stone is allowed to fall from a top of a tower 100 meter. It means he was releasing the stone. It means the initial velocity is 0. Time will be also 0. Okay, let's take g as a 10 t square. So 5 t square is our S1. And what is S2? ut plus half gt square. In this case, the initial velocity, in this case, a person was throwing a ball from a ground. That means initial velocity they have given 25 meter. 25 into t plus half 10 into t square minus. Okay, we have to take minus. Okay, students, don't forget that we have to take minus. We have to take minus because we in this case there will be no minus because he was throwing. That means gravitational force is plus, and in this case he was throwing the ball from downwards to the upwards. It means it was against the gravitational force. So 25t minus 5t square, and we know that 100 is equal to S1 plus S2. So we have to take out the S1 and S2. Let's take it out. S1. First of all we have to okay, let's put the value. What is S1? 5t square plus 25t plus minus minus 5t square. Okay, this plus t square and minus t square both are cutted. 25t over 100 divided by 25 is equal to t. So you will find out that the 4 seconds is equal to t. 4 seconds is equal to t. So what will be the S1? In the case of S1 is equal to 5t square. What is the time? 4. And what is the square of 4? 16 into 5. What is 16 into 5? 30 and 80. 80. Okay. And S2. And here some logical reasoning question. That S1 is 80. So simply S2 will 20 because the total distance of a tower is 100. So simply S2 will 20, but we will derive it. How it 20? 25t minus 5t square. That means 25 into 4 minus 5 into this. This is 100 minus, what is the sum of this? 80. So what is the answer? 20, students. Is the logical reasoning, man. Okay, so when you plus both of them, you will get 100. This is the whole solution of question number 17. This was a little bit tough, but if you pay attention in it, it was very easy question. It is very easy question. Let's move forward. Okay, 18 number was same of this. 18 number is same like this. I am giving it in homework. Okay, what is in 19 number? In what direction the buoyant upward force? They have told. In what direction buoyancy work? In what direction? Upward force. Okay, what is 20? Does the bottle of plastic under the water came up this water? Okay, they have told a water bottle of plastic, its density was less than the water, it will float or sink. Obviously the density of plastic bottle filled with the air, its density is very less than the density of the water, it will float. What is that? 21. Okay, let's do 21. 21. Okay, a volume is equal to 50 gram. Okay, mass, sorry, mass is equal to 50 gram, volume is equal to 20 centimeter cube, and they have said the density of water is 1 gram. Density of water is equal to 1 gram centimeter cube. So it will float or sink. So let's take out substance is equal to 50 upon 2. That means what? Okay, not substance. You will be not able to. There will be confusion. Density. Okay. Density is equal to, what is the formula of density? Mass upon volume. The formula of density is mass upon volume. Density is equal to, what is the mass? 50 gram. What is the volume? 20. Cut. You will get something. Wait for 2 minutes. You will get 2.5 something. Density is 2.5 gram centimeter cube. So you can see now density of substance and density of water 1 gram meter centimeter cube. So you can see over here the density of substance is more than the density of the water, so it will obviously it will sink under the water. Okay, so here we have done till the question number 21, and question number 22 is also the same of the question number 21. So I am giving you mass is given, the volume is given, you have to find out it will sink or float on the water. Okay, it will sink or float on the water, and you have to find out also the displacement of the water. Okay, here we have completed our whole chapter, gravitation, chapter number 9, gravitation. All the topics are covered with exercise. Okay, so here the part 3 is over. Thanks for watching, and let's meet in the next video. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.